BTC is looking kind of good though. However, like I was saying, we are about to retest, and if we reject this, we're going to fall right back into this trend.
Ooh.
Bailey's always the first one. How is he so quick?
Yep. 1 second, mate. I need to. There we go. Right, okay, we're live.
We're live in the car. Bro, I see Pelly's already in here. I don't even know how this dude's so fast. I'm starting to think he's AI. He's got to be.
Fair enough.
All right, so are we like live, or are we still showing the up? There we go. I see it now. I'm gonna do a little mic check real quick. So let me listen to the YouTube video.
Yeah, we're live.
Like live. Okay. Yep. Audio sounds good. Let me mute that. It's showing. All right. Officially, we're set, right? Episode 6. What better way? SEAL Team 6 talking about the campaign, right? 6 for 6. Let's do it. It was like meant to be. So everybody who's here with us, appreciate you guys tuning in. Grab your smokes, grab your drinks. You guys know what time it is. We might have some admin team members in here chilling. And you guys know the vibe. Episode 6, we're 6 in. So we got a lot to talk about. A lot of great things have been happening since the last time. Isn't that right, Crypto Buddy?
Yeah, live.
Last time we talked about the markets, I think we even talked about the possible bottom. I think at the time there was only 3 campaigns. Price of BTC was not where it's at, so I guess let's go into the TA.
Okay, sounds good to me, man.
All right, brother. You know, soon we're gonna have to start showing your screen because I want to see some of the stuff that you got. I like the indicators you have. So
Look, it's for private, mate.
I know. So yeah, Crypto Buddy. So this is the chart that I had lost previously, and we lost on the last episode. We had to chart something new, but it actually ended up working out so perfect. We were talking about the broadening wedge that was forming, how I had to break out of that. This was the size candle. So that was the breakout size. The breakout said was going to be 23,440. And I think it might have hit it. It was a little high. The top was 23,369. So very close. So this is where we're at right now. We always start with BTC. BTC will give us some kind of direction. I know you've been smashing some of these trades, Crypto Buddy. So I know you're probably waiting for this TA.
I am.
Yeah. So I'll start it with overhead resistance, right? We did top off. I think this was this morning at 23,000. What was it? 2344. And then one thing else on Crypto Buddy about for anybody who's looking into trading is to watch out for when the market opens on Monday after the weekend, because a lot of times, for me, it is 9:30 Eastern when it usually happens, but the markets will open and you'll get a huge pump and a dump in the same candle. So this was it basically right here. The price broke out, went all the way up to 23, and then it immediately dumped. Like, I mean, I woke up, I saw the price up, and I was like, okay, cool. And then by the next, I think, hour, if then, because it did, it happened in the same one, I saw how low it went. So those were some great scalp positions. I think you were able to scalp one in there. And that's awesome. So yeah, so for you, what I would be looking out for is, like I said, I would keep a stop loss somewhat tight just to lock in those profits, because you saw when 1 hour what it can happen. We can get a complete reversal, and then the next few hours go right back. So it's better to take the profit and then re-enter a trade if possible. The overhead resistance we have is 23,300. So I do believe we're going to try to retest that within the next few hours. What you need to look out for is if we get a clear breakout, what's going to happen is you want to get a good candle, not like a candle like this, right? You want to get a candle like that that's clear with direction. And what you'll get is you'll get a breakout, you'll get a retest. And if you can get along here, close, and get along right here, because what happens on the retest is it just blows it. It just kills it. So I'm not saying it'll go that high, but that's like what happens when a pattern officially breaks out versus option B. What can happen is it gets rejected again. We go to this support line that was actually support from the previous broadening wedge. So that's also great to see. Previous resistance has now turned into support. So that's really good. That's one thing you want to keep your eye on. Those are the prices I think we'll go test. If we see anything lower than this, then be prepared for possibly trying to retest these numbers. However, right now I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. So hopefully that will help you with some of your TA. However, we are a little bit oversold. You see on this indicator, we're on the upper half. So I taught you about the infamous ghost pattern. I think it might be forming. So there's the arm, that could be the head, and we're gonna look out for the other arm. But for right now, yeah, I would keep those. If anyone has longs and in profit, keep it tight because we're looking for some type of correction on the higher time frames. Um, and it's across the board, right? So I would actually look out at the 2 hour more so. It ends in an hour and 15 minutes. Whenever this VWAMP level, which is the line, crosses down into the neutral, that's a reversal, and then it'll print a red dot. So like you see here, goes up, goes under, it prints a red dot. That was it, barely a reversal. Like it still caught that short. However, I don't really like the short when the trend is it's a long at the moment. So yeah, keep an eye on the 2 hour. 2 hour looks like it wants to cool off. I'm going to go down to the 45. 45 is starting to form that head of the ghost. So if this happens, what will happen? So we'll get a head, we'll get another hand, and then we'll get a down. And that'll be very healthy in my opinion, because then we can start looking for longs in that. So yeah, so it looks like across the board, even on the lower time frames, just keep it tight. Right here it was telling you to sell off, and if you happen to close it, you would have been able to get out of that one. And then it did print one higher. So that's another thing you want to keep an eye for, because it's looking very bullish in that scenario. Because Crypto Buddy, do you remember how I've told you on this indicator how like if the waves are smaller, it signifies like a big move?
Yep.
So that's kind of right here what's happened. So we got this wave, we got a green dot right here, we have 3 green dots above the neutral zone. So like it's not even letting it dump. Like it's being bought up so quickly that there hasn't really been like a healthy correction in my eyes. And then yeah, so that's basically it. Very oversold. Keep those positions tight. There's that freaking opening of the market. You see what happens. And it's this is something you also have to look out for anybody who is trading, because it's almost seems like a tactic that's used. I don't know if it's by exchanges or whoever controls the price of these things, but it seems like it always happens. It's always a thing you can look out for, guaranteed. Sunday going into Monday, when the stock market opens in the US, there will usually be some type of rally. And then you also have to look out to make sure you get out in the position, because there's so many people, I guarantee you, would have seen these 2 candles and longed. And then the very next 5 minutes, they probably could have gotten liquidated. And that's why it's always good to trade with discipline with these type of things. So what do you think, Crypto Buddy? What you thinking about the market? What direction it wants to go?
Personally, I think we're probably going to see about, the 23,300, 350-ish. And then I could probably see us correcting, I could probably see us hitting, if we do see a correction, about 22,150. That's what I'm going to say. I reckon we could see quite a
22.
big dump.
Yeah. Because basically from this level, we can dump down to 22,400, which was the last previous supports. And this one didn't even make it that low. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. What I would like to see is for actually a rejection, so we can come back here, see if we test this once again, and then we try one more breakout on a tighter wedge because there's, right here to here, it'll create only so much movement from here to where we'll get our for sure answer of which breakout direction is going to go. This one I would like to think is going up just based on the bullish pattern right here. You have the flag, you have, or you have the pole, and then you have the flag. So in theory, and this is on the 1 hour, so this is kind of good. You take the measurement from that, and then you just put it at the end of the wedge. And if that for sure breaks out, yeah, we're looking at a $25,000 Bitcoin.
See, that's what I've been looking at because that I've got marked on my chart here 25,200.
So I'll put it right here. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like that's very that's accurate. If not, what will happen? We get rejected. Let me make that red so we can see it. And we're talking about a $20,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, so it's probably not likely. We have support right here. We have support up here. We have built some support up here. Um, and by the next episode, I should have another indicator that I used when I was trading. It's have you ever heard of like heat waves, like heat maps and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I used this and it was a killer. That would be like my sixth thing on the list. That like if this was also showing on this, then yeah, it's time to get these trades in. All right. So let's check out our partners then. What is BNB up to? What is
I haven't actually looked at anything else apart from Bitcoin at the moment.
I haven't either. It's
I feel
it's
like I
doing
keep
what it does.
neglecting MATIC.
It's gonna creep up on you. I feel like the altcoins are doing what altcoins do best. And oh man, this is a beautiful W right here. This play right here, because what happens is you get the breakout, you get the retest, and then you do that. And if you can catch, it's like the reverse ghost in a way. No, it doesn't have the arm, but the W's is a W. There's also the M's though that you got to look out for. Let me see if I can get this out of here. All right, so based on what we did previously on this, oh, that's why I keep making new lines instead of taking them off. It looks like last time we had a TA where if it broke out of this, it was going to break out. It got rejected hard. The bottom, this was a wick, so I wouldn't really consider that was like probably like a slip up type stuff. 283 though, 283 is, in my opinion, right now the official bottom of BNB. If this is what needs to happen next for this bad boy, and it's getting set up for it the way it looks like. This white line that I've had from before can now be adjusted to a more accurate one, like right here. All these wicks touched it, and so it's actually on an uptrend right now, trying to test that previous resistance. And if it breaks out, same thing, it's going to go up. What needs to happen is to retest this, and then it'll probably hit this target right there, the 322 BNB. If this gets rejected, level 1 rejection, I would say 298. Soft rejection is going to start keep trading in this uptrend. The moment this is invalid, then we can expect to start retesting maybe the lower 300s. But yeah, BNB is looking the same thing. It's coiling up, and that's one of my favorite things to see because eventually it's going to have to do something. That's looking good on the hourly. The fact that it printed a strong wave right there, like a strong towards the neutral. So this one's going to definitely try to retest and break out within a few hours. Let me look at the 2 hour. The 2 hour is my favorite. It's not as good as I want it to be. I love this right here. This setup right here, big wave, smaller wave, smaller wave. Higher time frames are safer to trade. So like this one was a good long, like without a doubt. And like sometimes I don't I'm not going to advise this. This is with more experience with the trading. When you understand the power of the 2 hour, you can go higher on the leverage because you can take advantage of the big move that's about to happen. And it hits. Look at this one. Boom. Look at that move. These were another one. Like even with that move, it was still a good bit of money from 285 to 305. Um, So yeah, that's what BNB is looking like. A lot of these coins do look like they need to cool off, but they don't want to cool off. A lot of green dots on the oversold side. I'm looking for something like these. These are the ones we trade with guarantee versus like these. Like me longing right here because I saw a green nice candle on the hourly. Like it's risky. I don't. I'd rather wait for the market to come to me instead of trying to rush the market. Uh, Lower time frames. Let's see. It's not giving me too much. Besides, it just wants to trade sideways. Boom. And these are what some scalpers, when they're really on top of it, that's what they'll look for. They'll look for these sideways on maybe the lower time frame. Like let's see on the 5. Too choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a
I
little
kind of
bit
stick to the
better.
30. I stick to the 31 hour, 2 hour, and daily.
Yeah. The daily one I don't use too much, but the 3 hours is a really good one.
See, I use the daily if I know I'm not going to be at the computer.
Oh, okay. I like that. That makes sense.
So I kind of like plan for like a long trade, and I don't use as much leverage on those.
Okay, that's good. And you've never traded before this, have you? Like this is the first time like you're dabbing into this stuff?
Yeah, I'm doing all right now.
Yeah,
Which
you're
isn't
killing
too
it.
bad.
Because the biggest thing that like destroys traders is like being disciplined. And it takes a lot, it actually takes losing for you to develop these trading patterns, like, and you already have them and you're killing it. So like, yeah,
There
we're
was
about to
um
smash it.
there was actually the one that yeah, there was a guy called Eddie Moon on YouTube, and I was watching his stuff, and he was the one that was saying about having the 5 or 6 validated signs before you place a trade,
That's
and that's why.
awesome.
Yeah, so he was saying, you don't place a trade unless this, and this all add up. So
And
you
that's
have
it.
your own
And
little tick sheet.
and I guarantee you that guy lost a lot of money before he finally decided to put that into the rule. Like a lot of the rules that people will have as traders will either be from experience or like what you did is you heard it from another trader from their experience. And that's really like beneficial to have people that don't try to hide their strategy because I understand if you have a winning strategy, okay, you can charge for it. I completely understand that. Like you're gonna make people money, but there's others that are just so secretive. They're like, nah, figure it out on your own. Like I did, so you have to.
And here's
Um,
us giving free advice away, or you giving free advice away.
Absolutely, I have to. It's the way I believe in. It's like I want to teach people how to do it instead of just showing them. Like showing them is nice, but teaching them is way better. Like the type of money that you can get from trading is can be life changing money. And like for me, out of the time that I've been on this earth, I've never ran into anything else besides cryptocurrencies that help this. And with good discipline, with good learning how to do TA and having your rules, you will achieve some great things. And that's why for me, I'm here. That's what I want to teach everybody. I believe people should be able to enjoy their time with their family and friends instead of fucking working that 9 to 5 and then getting some weekends off, getting some holidays off, and then that type of stuff. So, yeah, you know me. Um, so MATIC's looking really good still. This is one of the ones that I think we talk a lot, like we drool over this one a lot because it's just setting up itself up to be like really good. All of them had that breakout, like that official bottom look. In order for us to do the next leg up to guarantee the bottom, is we need to break out of the sideways trend across all cryptocurrency because that's what's happening. Is we're doing, and And once we get that, basically we say goodbye. We say goodbye to this, we say goodbye to that, and we're on a whole different trend. MATIC here in particular, even on the higher time frames, is printing this perfect pendant. The moving sideways, bouncing off, getting rejected, healthy, bouncing off. So if this once this officially breaks out, we have two options, right? We have the option to go to 110, or we completely neglect and reject everything that we've printed this week or so, and we will not have an official reversal. I don't see that happening yet, but we'll see what's going on. I think there's a report this week, so I'll look into it, and we'll have to maybe do a social hour to keep track for that 1 hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have you been loading up on any MATIC?
No, like, well, signed is doing pretty well with MATIC, so all my
Yeah.
money's in signed, but I can get that back out into MATIC.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I love about these things. It's exposure to the blockchain, so you're
Oh,
exposed to it either way.
we got a dump on Bitcoin.
Yeah, probably healthy. Let's check it out. Yeah, but Matic is one I would recommend adding. I know you and I have talked about creating like our Sidekick spot portfolio, and that's one we'll definitely add. And it helps that we have partners like with Sign that are building on top of the blockchain. So it's like we're supporting one, like the blockchain, and then we also know what's being built within it, and it's like a no burner. Let's see. You said BTC's moving down, so okay. Yeah, nothing too bad. But yeah, see, there it's the red dot. Red dot formed the head of the ghost. So what we got to look out for now is this next green print, and it's going to try to do this. So this was more so like this, maybe. But yeah, so keep an eye, keep that stop loss close. We're we're very close to the resistance level without no clear sign of breaking out of this yet. And I think that's it for the TA. I think the markets are looking good and healthy, getting ready for the next leg up.
Nice. So yeah, well, let's see what Sidekick and stuff and Sign Trader doing, shall
Let's see it. Let's see it. One thing, real quick, before we change. Excuse me. Something I've been looking more into is Tether. Tether will kind of give you the direction. If Tether's pumping, market's dumping. You know, and that's one thing you can also kind of add to the checklist. Right now, it's been basically getting rejected, rejected, rejected. That was a huge pump and it got rejected. So keep an eye on that as well if you want to add more strength to your trading. All right. So do you think you should open up the campaigns because of that audio glitch that happens when I open up the campaigns?
we? Yeah, can do that.
Or should I try it? Yeah,
That's
we'll
cool.
run it with you, and then if it doesn't, I'll pop it up.
Okay. Just need to log in.
Let's see. Does it show a time? How much time we got left on our hour?
Yeah, we've got a bit of time, half hour or so.
Awesome. Where can I look to see who's watching? Or is that after we can get more information on that?
Yeah, just ask in the chat, or we can have a look. Get them to comment, like, share.
For sure, because I'm trying to get the numbers up there, so we can give away an NFT. But we need to get more of the numbers up. I just don't know the numbers. I think I see on YouTube we have 5 right now, but I don't know how much are watching on the others.
Yeah, I'll be able to see more on the restream stats.
I see you, player one. Appreciate you showing up. Let's see. Let's see. Hope you got a drink or some little smoke or something. Shoot, it can be water. A little something chill with us. Think all my DMs are cleared. minimize that.
Here we go. Oh, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Sweet. So we've got a few more campaigns. Do you want to explain your one?
Wow, we got 5 campaigns. Yes. So let's click on Shield Team 6. Let's start off there. I know a lot of people are asking questions on what exactly we got going on there. This is a private campaign for family and friends, and any acquaintances of my close people. Like, I've had a lot of people reach out, saying that, whether it be Felly or Jost, anybody that I know that I trust, I'm letting in. I've made the entry to this NFT really cheap, just because, like I was saying, this is one opportunity I can see we can make a lot of money. And if we can pool together money to build a portfolio, then we could, it'll be a lot faster. Um, for those who don't know, before I really got into this DApp and DeFi space, I was doing trading. I started with trading. I think I traded for close to like 2 years, and that's like what got me into crypto. And then over time, I needed somewhere to park my money. I started learning. I think DeFi was just getting big. Like, Uniswap was just coming out. So DeFi was just getting there, and I'm a huge ETH head for one, and two, I'm huge on the tech. So anytime there's new innovation happening in the space, I'm all about it. So started running into dApps and Ethereum Classic, and found all these passive incomes. Like, that's what people were trying to go for in this space. Got into it, and that's what I've been doing for the past, what, I want to say, year, 2 years, maybe a year, 2 years, I'm not sure. Crypto, you lose track of time. And what did player want? Have some vodka. I like that. See, I want to take a drink, however, I may have things to do later, and I can't self-sabotage myself. um but yeah, so started to get into that, and I'm going back to it. I'm going back to the trading. I was waiting for the market to reverse to give me better signs. So started this private campaign. Only 500 are going to be available. It's going to be in batches, right? So the first batch is going to be 500. Each one's going to be $50, and then after that, we're eventually going to do another batch. The second batch is going to be $100 per NFT, and then all NFTs, and like with all batches, so batch 1 and 2, will be $100 like floor level. However, the second batch I won't start that mint until batch 1 I get them to ROI. Once we can do that, then we can start opening up, the gates, for say, to the opportunities we can do with the money. For one, we can, after we're all in profit, we make our money, instead of the payouts, we can decide to reinvest it back into the trading portfolio. So that will allow me to open up larger positions, whether, like, right now I can only stick to a certain percent based on my portfolio, because I have such a, like, if I'm the way I trade, I'm not trading with everything. I'm only going to trade with like 5%, 2%, like certain percentages of my portfolio, so I'm not overexposing. And that's just how, like, I've always done it this way. And the way I got myself up there was, I would stick to just zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin trade, like opening position, just keep making it. And eventually, let's say when I got to zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, I can then open up a 0.015 position. And the more you add to that, eventually you're killing your time. So, like, it got to a point where I built up like half a Bitcoin, and I was able to open up like maybe like zero point 0.1 position. And when that happened, I mean, that's when things really started to take off. And that's why I've set kind of the numbers where they're at, because the idea is to be able to get one full Bitcoin and open up positions at point one. So we're scalping um, good bit of money, for say, and we're not overexposing ourselves by having to make multiple trades to take out the same amount of money one trade can make. So that's why the numbers are there. But the second batch isn't going to start until that, and the voting for that won't happen until we make everyone whole. So I'm going to see if I can open up the campaign real quick and not freeze it. What are we at right now? We're 35% funded, 5 days left. The reason why I did it short as well is because again, it's supposed to be private for family and friends. It's not supposed to be for just anybody and everybody. And the people who believe in me, who've seen what I've done, they're going to invest, right? And if the goal is to get 50%, if we don't get there, I'll probably try to just chunk in some of my money to get all the way to where we need to. We'll see where it goes. But we got 5 days left. We've smashed it. Like I'm surprised how much money has been raised, even from day one. I think we hit like almost 30%, if not 30% on day one. Um, what's the numbers? What's it at? Go up a little bit, everybody. Like,
For some reason, it's not showing up on the screen. One sec. How's that better? There you go. You can see it now.
the Duke. What's up, the Duke? You got a drink? You got a smoke? You got a little
There you
chill.
go.
Hope you getting there. We go. Yeah, so check that out. That's even updated from the last time I saw it this morning. So we're gonna go for 50% regardless. If we get 50% funded, it might be a little slower to get the payouts as fast as I'd want because in theory I need to have fully funded for me to be making the plays I want to right off the rip. Um, if we get closer to 50, then I might, propose the option to reinvest the money instead of taking the profits right away. So then we can get to, where we need to be. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit about it. I'm gonna take over the screen actually for just a second because when you get the NFT, you also are going to get access to my Discord group. So, before again, like I was saying, I wasn't in this whole DeFi space. I had to actually download Telegram. And, it's funny because when I first got there, I was like, man, I hate Telegram. Like it's dumb. There's too much. And now when I'm in Telegram, like it's super easy. And then I have a lot of people say the same thing about Discord. But I can keep this a lot more structured this way. And so let me kind of show you a little bit on what you'll also get access to. And I might change some of it, like because right now our NFTs are going to give us the premium tab. So this Discord, the way I have it set up, there is memberships because I was trading. So before I would sell my memberships for people, they would buy it and they would just take my trades, do whatever they needed to. And there's people that wouldn't, right? So I would give them free calls or I would do certain things to just keep the community entertained. But the ones that did, there's the free calls. So that was for the community. But for the premium, there's this tab that shows up that only shows up for them. And these are the two main ones, right? So we got the leverage calls where I post all my positions, when I'm opening them, what I'm using, when I'm taking profit. Um, so, like, for example, I'll have, long Bitcoin, take profit, long Bitcoin, and then I'll even go back just to kind of show you the history um, on how long I did. And, like anybody who has joined my group, the my group cost 500, by the way. Um, Before I did this NFT thing, it was 500 for my close friends lifetime. For just people, it's 500 annually because you can make your money back in like the very first trade. And there would be people who really would make their 500 and, the rest was just free sailing. Um, and then the lifetime one, you get the advice for the rest of the, as long as I'm around in the crypto space, you can come around, you can ask me. I would do TA for them. Like if they needed to, I would teach them how to trade. And that option is one thing that I think I may cut off for us right now because I do have trading courses. Some of you may have access to right now, so maybe take a view at it before it's gone for this campaign because there are some people in here who paid money to get some of this stuff. So maybe I'll do if you have a certain amount of NFTs, you'll get access to the trading courses, which are documents that I've written up to help people who are learning how to trade. Showing you the discipline because like I was saying earlier, a lot of times you're going to learn by yourself. And if I can help avoid some mistakes, I would rather do that. I've learned a lot through losing money when I was first doing this. And it took me learning and wanting more information. So that's what I did here, is kind of put it in here for one person. I see Gypsy's in the chat. Yeah, no, I need to give you access, Gypsy. I don't mind giving you access so you can look around. Um, so there's the leverage calls, right? I still didn't even get to the top. That's crazy. That's how long it's been. This is 2019 right now. Very first call, November 18, 2019. Look at the price. Ethereum, 180 bucks. Bitcoin, 7,400 bucks. So I've been doing this for a while before Bitcoin was at 10K. And I mean, we've been smashing it. We've been smashing it. And what ended up I ended up doing this chart thing. So since I also want to incorporate people learning how to trade as well, I put charts up so you can see what the reason I'm opening up a position, right? Because when I was first learning how to trade, a lot of times I would just see a call and I would just have to copy it, but not understand why they have this, right? And I'll do that, right? So I'll do here, waiting for 30 minutes. I'll put the charts up. I'll tell you where, like, for example, stuff like this, resistance, sort of time frames. Like I remember these so well. And because I'm a visual learner myself, so I know with the charting, it may help someone else that there's people that see these leverage calls, they know exactly. And there's people that see a leverage call and don't understand. And with these two, it's a perfect tool. So, and let me see if I can find that heat wave map I was telling you about, because man, those things, it's a subscription. So it's like I have to get it, but I only get it during the trades. No, it's probably not going to load. But yeah, actually, no, these are it. So it's something like this. These are the heat waves. So, we have the VPR, I think it's VPVR. And then these little light up spaces is where like you start seeing orders pop up live that you don't normally see as a normal person, because it's like in the back of the exchange. Um, so yeah, it's pretty neat, and yeah, it's killer. It's called Trading Light if you guys want to check it out. I'll post more about it so you guys can check it out. But yeah, so that's basically it. That's what you're gonna get access to. So the reason why I do Discord is because of how I can just lock it up. Cause sent me a link also where I can tie it up to the NFT, so anybody who has an NFT will have access to this. Um, but yeah, just there's a track. Let's see, there might be some testimonials actually. That's it. There's only one right here. 260%. Like if you, that was a little, it looks like a degen. I know 50x was normal. That wasn't too bad. I think there's more somewhere else. But yeah, no, I have like friends that got good enough to where they learned how to do it, and I gave them their own channel. Like this is one of my friends that I taught how to trade, and like, he'll do this for himself or whatever. But yeah, so that's the whole concept of it. Some of the premiums have others access to stuff, but like even group charts, for the people that understand it, gave them a little channel where they can start putting their TA and get consensus. Um, so yeah, I think that's all that I can think about right now that you'll get access for sure. Like I said, once we get to the first batch complete, I'll introduce voting stuff for us to either extend our money or maybe do other ventures with it. Because at the end of the day, we will have a lot more money with this than investing in DApps. It's what I've learned. It's the DApps can only do so much, but when you put the responsibility in your hands, you can do a lot more. All right. So yeah, I think that's it for the ST6 right now. If anybody's in the chat has any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be able to answer.
How did you learn to trade from Duke?
So, from the beginning, actually, I wasn't into trading. I was just into trying to make money, and then I learned the technology, and then I started watching videos how to trade. Ran into what's his name, Crypto Face, and this dude was making like $1 million, this, that, the other. I was like, man, how, and he looked young, he sounded young. I was like, that means I can do the same thing. And he wasn't. He was luckily I was able to buy the code, and that's when my trading really took off. Then I learned how to use the indicator, and then I started to apply it. And I bought some trading courses. And once I kind of brought all the stuff that I learned and honed it into one, like, I mean, I smashed it. It was a solid year. I had a good run up from point zero 0.05 to one full Bitcoin. And I would have probably gotten more, but what happened was, um, I had talked to the bank and they said in order for me to use that money, I had to sell my Bitcoin and leave it in a bank for 2 months. So it was funny because in a way, I was forced to sell at the all-time high, which ended up working in my favor. And so yeah, then after that, I kind of just took the time off to learn about passive income, and then that's how I learned. That's how I met Don. Don was the first developer I met when he was building on Ethereum Classic, and then from there, I mean, it just erupted. Right, that's where I met the gangsters. I met Sidekick, and then everybody else kind of came along, and I learned so much about what it is to build. And now I'm just going full circle. Now I'm going back to the trading, and yeah, trying to help as much like people as I can. Like, I'm happy that you're able to pick up on some trading, and like you've been smashing it, man. Like, most people don't get those percentages on their first run. You're just getting them so casual. Like, yeah, another 100 here, another
Yeah, mate.
100% here. Like, beautiful.
My best so far is like 238. No.
Yeah, you'll get more, dude. The highest I've ever gotten was 1,700%.
Oh,
And it was so perfect because I had longed with I don't care. I think it might have been the start of my portfolio actually. I had longed whatever I had, and it caught the bottom. I caught the bottom of Bitcoin, and it just kept on going. So I just left it open for as long as the exchange left. And at that time, I was just getting started. So I think it was like 64 bucks that I turned into like 4 grand. And then the very next week, I did it again, not as high percentage, maybe like a 600 with Ethereum, and I turned another like, I think this time it was like 300 though, and turned into like 4 grand. And I was like, "Jeez, bro, I got like the timing on this stuff." And then yeah, after that, I was like, I was hooked. And then inflation came, and then I was like, "No, this isn't for me right now. I can be patient, learn how to make money while I sleep, versus staying up, trying to figure out the market, seeing what's going on, hoping that I'm awake because the timing for this stuff kind of sucks. Like there'll be times where I'm like trading, and I'll be up at like 3 a.m. in the morning, set an alarm for 7 a.m. to see how the American market reacts, to see if my earlier position, because in 3 a.m. the Asian markets are up and active. So I try to position myself in, and by 7 a.m. we would get a reaction with the U.S. market. Um, so it's a lot of sleep I lose, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it because I'm doing something productive and being able to get up early and move in the way I move. And we'll see it. Once we get this campaign running, ideally, I'd like to be like, yo, guys, the first week or the first 2 weeks, I'm like, ROI'd you guys. Now from here, it's just a smooth ride.
yeah.
How did you just on your own? Yeah, so it was just on my own. If you're talking about the trading, Duke, or you're talking about the house?
He was talking about training.
Yeah, yeah, I was on my own. There was a time where I tried to do it with a buddy, and I invested a lot of money to take a trading course, and he invested some, and then he kind of just never went through. So I have a friend that's in here, his name's Bonds. Like, I taught him, he's like one of my best friends, and he like learned it. And we don't do anything. I'm always the one. I don't go to anybody else for consensus. I just do it based off my analysis. And yeah, I don't have many traders that I really can talk to that can kind of give me feedback, or we have like the same type of understanding in the markets. What kind of losses have you had? I feel like I've learned. Oh man, losses! I've easily lost like half a Bitcoin. without a doubt. Like I remember when I was first learning how to like trade, there'd be times where like I would lose like maybe like 0.05, and I was like, all right. And then, over the years of time, I like keep track. I was like, man, that's like another 0.05. But it's not really that many losses. Like if we were to look, and I'm sure all most of these, I feel like 98% of these were all wins. Like all the leverage calls I put there, I know there's like two I know for sure. Like it went against me, and that's when I kind of started taking the break. When I started to see that what I was doing wasn't working based on the economy. So now once the economy has kind of changed up, I can go back and it's working. And there's times where like this, I think like there's days like this. You see short the bounce, closed, re-entered. Um, see, look, 130 in 1 minute. We were in profit, like 2 minutes, shorting again. So that means I closed the position, and in an hour I was trading again. I'm waiting for the max profit. 6 trades, all profit, right there. 6 trades in one day, and like, and then yeah, I kind of just stopped when I had to sell the Bitcoin because what became very exhausting was like, let's say I have like $1,000 portfolio. I may only be able to open up $100 per trade and scalp 30, 40, $50, maybe the 100, but it took hours to get that. It took a lot of lucid sleep. And then I'm like, all right, I'm not really making, much. And that's when sometimes you can get irrational and make irrational decisions. Why not put all your money in if you only have 200 to trade? So yeah, that's why I try to work with big numbers and not with small numbers now. And I had to learn that, trading from dust, it's really not beneficial. And it sucks like that that's how it works, but I can see the difference, versus some of my friends that may be trading and they'll make $100 per trade, and the same trade can generate me maybe like 1,000 or 2,000. Like that's ideal where we can call it a close and then scalp some more or call it a day versus having to make more positions, exposing the portfolio a lot more times to try to squeeze $200 versus one time trying to squeeze it out. And what kind of when you
Uh,
first started. What's up, crypto buddy?
say, what's your biggest loss when you first started?
Mm, I think my biggest loss, I think it was a point two worth amount of Bitcoin. Um, and it wasn't even me. It was those wicks. So the wick went past my like where I was gonna save my position. It just completely wick past it, closed my position, and then opened up the position that I had like ready to save my position. So but and then I ended up having made it back, but it was just like wow, like I would have never had to have lost that money if we didn't get those liquidation wicks. So that was another thing. I had to study exchanges to make sure I wasn't trading on ones that have these things. There's exchanges that make their money off fees, and then there's exchanges that make their money off like funding rates. And the ones that make money off your trades, those are the ones you have to look out for because they make money off of your trades. So if they can liquidate you, they're going to make their money. And yeah, so that's another. But man, I remember when I was trading, Bitcoin was not even at like 10,000 yet. Like every time we get there, we just get rejected so hard.
I remember looking at it when it was like 3 grand. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
and me and my mate were just like, should we just max our credit cards out and buy it? And that was the
Always.
year, and that was when it went up to like 69,000. That would have been such a good decision. I
I know, man.
I would have had like 4 or 5 Bitcoin.
I think about that all the time when, like, I was telling my pops, I was like, buy four. You can afford like to spend 10K and get four of them right now.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
see, I was a savage.
should we have a
Think,
little look at the gangster?
yeah, absolutely. Because this one I've been excited about myself. Here, before I move, here's an
Mm.
example of large positions on my screen. So with 2%, I'm able to squeeze $50. So I don't need to expose my position for too long. I can squeeze out 10%. This is an old exchange, but this it's a perfect example of what I was saying, versus like 100%, boom. But either way, I used to go mad, bro. I was mad when I was trading 18%, 30%, and see, I'm open to my private group. Like I don't hide anything from them. So what was that? 5%, $450. Like, yeah, and that was with 0.05 Bitcoin. Like, imagine with what we can do with 0.1 Bitcoin.
Ooh.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you have to load it up because
All right.
I might start to lag up.
Um, there you go.
Oh yeah, let me start some screen sharing.
Right, here we go. I don't think it's live yet.
No, it's not live. I think I heard Roller say it's going live Friday. Um, so we're still getting more information. I don't know how much I can say right now. So we'll go based off what the campaign shows. So this is an exclusive Gangster.Finance campaign only for the OGs that have been holding, right? Because I'm sure everybody knows, and we've been trying to figure out the direction on how we need to take this project. And there's been an interesting way that's been taken. So let's see. I'm just gonna read off of that because, like I said, I don't know what we can't like. I want to give an official gangster like AMA to give the information out. Um, so yeah, let's read it. If you hold XGFI or GFI, then this is for you. No more daily participants requirements. Just hold these NFT for future gains. Too easy. I
Brilliant.
think I like that though. Let's see. You might have seen our token GFI has been paused. So I don't know if some of you guys have noticed, the community was very quiet about that, and we were very surprised. Um, so yeah, the liquidity has been pulled, and this is basically what has been happening in the background with it. So this is because the OGs have been thinking long and hard about what's the best direction to take Gangster. The decision is to put the NFTs on JumpStart where you can trade in your GFI tokens, and in return, you will receive quarterly payouts. So basically, you use the GFI that you have, and you're going to be able to mint some of these NFTs. And each NFT has its own perks, and they will reduce its own, payout. We have taken the money and invested. Oh, there it goes. So it does say exactly what it's done. We have taken the money and invested in real world use cases. For example, sign trade and Sidekick with JumpStart, and we receive the payouts. So basically, for anybody who's holding the NFTs, anytime the products from signed or Sidekick pay out, as because gangsters hold those NFTs, there's going to be a payment stream every single time. And one thing, I guess I can talk about a little bit since I saw that right there is one thing I really liked about this. It eliminates the whole coin stuff, the whole dumping, the whole price, and changes the perspective from now we're all just going to take our money and we're going to put it somewhere safe together rather than just trying to put our money here and hoping that it works. Like it's almost like us as gangsters, we're going to go vet projects, make sure they have a real world utility behind their NFT and it's not just a hype thing like we see most projects. And if they do, we're going to purchase their NFTs and that's going to produce passive income for all gangsters through, other great projects that have utility, have work case. And I mean, you guys saw what happened with Signed. It was the first campaign, it got cleared. And guess what? GFI is going to get some of that payment for anybody, for whatever we have. When you mint these, it's going to get paid out. Guess what? I'm sure we bought some Sidekick Jumpstart NFTs. It also got completed. So guess what? Some of the money. And the Sidekick one is one of my favorites because when we start to think about what Jumpstart is doing, think about the fees that are getting distributed from every single campaign. And like gangsters have, it's almost like, gangsters will forever have that income as well because of the way the direction has been taken. And I love it. Like I wonder if there's going to be more projects that structure their way like this, where they use the liquidity and invest it together, just like crowdfund. Like put your money together and let's put it somewhere better than all of us hoping that this will work or trying to find the best direction with it in a DeFi space. Um, so three different tiers. The first tier is going to have 20. It's going to cost 312,500 GFI. So it's not going to be an XGFI. It's going to be GFI. That's going to be the top tier. Your boy has to get that by default. Like I'm going in on these NFTs because of the one, I'm a gangster, but two, the direction that has been taken. Like this is incredible. Like the fact that we're working like hand in hand with some of these people and we're seeing what they're doing. So like we know what's happening with the money, and we know Sign is on MATIC, and we are very bullish on MATIC. So we're indirectly investing in blockchains as well, which is great. And then we have the tier two, 200 of those, 62,500 GFI. And tier three is for, a little bit more for the everybody, 380, 16,450. So I know Roller took these numbers into consideration because he didn't want to make it too high and not too low, right? Because at the end of the day, this is for the loyal OGs, the one that's still been holding on despite market conditions, despite directions, that have been holding. So those ones are going to benefit the most. Um, so let's see, splitting up the profits. So from the whole campaign, 30% of it's going to go for future investments. So, like whether that be another campaign that, because we know there's a lot of campaigns that are already being talked about, even started. They might be up next week. So we have an opportunity to really vet these guys and make sure that the projects are going through, right? And then 20% for marketing wallet, and 50% back to all the NFT holders.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's actually crazy.
I think Roller said the other day that if we don't need the money for the marketing wallet, that would actually go towards future investments and just buy more NFTs.
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't
I like
have to be
that.
NFTs through JumpStart. It can be campaigns or products that anyone suggests to us or bring to the table. Um, After
That's
we've gone
wild,
through it and
man.
spoken to people, whatever, then we can put in a large amount of money.
That was beautiful, man. It's no joke. If you could see me, I'm getting goosebumps because like we are changing the game, man. Jumpstart and like gangsters, the directions are taking it. It's like we're not trying to do the whole coin stuff. We're not trying to, fit with the crowd. We are making our movement, and that's my favorite thing. And I know I get like stuff for it when I say I'm in it for the tech, but it's stuff like this that allows me to say I'm in it for the tech with certainty and like strength behind it. Like Jumpstart and the direction that we're taking Gangster with, it's like, this it might be the new DeFi, a new way of looking at DeFi.
Oh, yeah. Because,
So
yeah, like this, it's just so much easier looking after a project like this than it is looking after a project with a token as well.
yeah, it made so much sense. Like I'm glad that we have the people where there are because shoot, if they would have had me, I would have been like, nah, let's just keep the coin. But like, it's very clear. It makes sense. Like having to deal with liquidity, having to deal with bad actors, having to manage all that stuff, having to deal with the community's response to whatever the market's doing. Um, it's just too much managing, and like I don't know, it shouldn't be that way. But I feel like, when everybody's trying to do their own project and they're learning, it's a learning curve for sure. So let's check out that art. Is that the top tier right there?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh wee.
So they get 30% distributed from the 50%.
30%.
Yeah, between 20.
Yo,
And
make
then
sure make sure you don't let Felly get in first. My boy's gonna buy them all up. Jeez.
you get here you get 40% distributed amongst 200, and here you get 30% distributed amongst 380.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying one of each. I'm gonna see if I can get two of the top ones. 'Cause
No,
come on now.
no.
Come on now. Dang, that's beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm excited.
So
I'm
that's that.
excited. Oh, let me check out the other art real quick. My bad.
Mhm.
I didn't for the gangster, I didn't get to see the other two. I didn't know what was the finalized form. Because I went to sleep on this and I saw that it was like live on the page. All right.
So this is one that roller did,
Holy.
and
And that's the one that you
little
did,
bronze
huh?
one, little bronze one.
Dang, I feel like the bronze ones might be a little better than the silver. But
No,
shoot, that's not even what matters, right? It's the
nah,
percentage. We're taking
profit.
away that whole ideology. It's about the image. Nope. Look at the stats.
Yep. So yeah. So when does this go live? This goes live on the 28th, 6 a.m.
Oh,
UTC.
wow. 5 more days.
5 more days. So people have 5 days to get their. I'm sure they're going to put some more messages up in GIF in the gangster chat and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we do another AMA specifically for this to, kind of give more information. Because I'm sure it's a little confusing. Like, shoot, I don't know anywhere else that you've been able to do something like this. Take your GFI or your token and then go get the NFT like this.
oh, and the other
So
thing people should know is this isn't like a thing that's just happened now. This is a thing that's been in the making for like the last 3 months. So there's profits being generated for the last 3 months.
yeah, and they're ready to be distributed.
So if
Um,
you have GFI, you need to make sure you get in within this 35-day time period. Otherwise, you'll be waiting for the next round of NFTs, I imagine.
yeah, shoot, if anybody wants to get rid of their GFI, message me and I'll. What was the all time high? 3 cents?
No, no, it's 0.0. Yeah, 0.03, I think.
Nothing.
That's the
Yeah,
last price.
shoot. Maybe I'll do a little OTC buys because I want those NFTs. Oh my gosh, I want that number one spot.
As we can see, they've got signed and you've got Sidekick, both completed. They've still got some NFTs on sale though, so you can click on there and go get them. Unfortunately, Destiny World was refunded, but that just shows you that Jumpstart works, and if a campaign doesn't get funded, you can receive your funds back.
Oh yeah, I see the. I didn't even see that little
Yeah.
blue refunded thing. Yeah, that's
And
awesome. So yeah,
these guys are going to, I think these guys are going to redo it and go again. So I'm looking
yeah,
forward to that.
probably so. And to be fair with them, this was like a learning curve for all of us. We don't know exactly what's a reasonable time to put for certain like some of these goals, right? Like some of these we were able to meet like with little time left. Um, so like for these bigger campaigns, maybe take that into account is it's going to take, especially if it's a brand new campaign and maybe if you're not doing any socials and stuff like that, you got to think about some of the traction, right? You have to build that community, you have to send that knowledge out because a lot of people may not understand or know, and that's really where it gets down to it, right? When you can get those investors to understand it, then they know what they're buying, and then it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, keep that in mind for the larger cap. Um, by the way, ST6 is killing it. It's the shortest campaign. Um, and we're and we got 35%. Like that's crazy. And another stat that I think needs to be highlighted is that Jumpstart has pushed over 100 grand since its
About the same then.
inception. That's
Yeah, so
insane. That blows my mind. And like, I don't even think us as a team has really digested that. We're just like, yeah, like we're doing exactly what we're supposed to. But like, imagine if we start a new token and 100 grand gets put into liquidity in the first month. People would be going crazy. But now we got that liquidity with no tokens, with no FOMO, with no one aping in. It's like understanding utility, boom.
and
And
this
and the
isn't,
NFTs are there.
and we've got like this week I think we've got like another 2 or 3 campaigns going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exciting. So,
So
social hour, we'll cover those campaigns. Something that we do, we'll just do a little browse and see what we got going on. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. So, like, guys, there's NFTs for Sidekick left. If you haven't seen the bigger picture yet, digest a little bit. Like, think about what we've talked about the episode because Sidekick ones can also be a sleeper. the fact that all these campaigns are being ran through JumpStart, you get some of that here. Click on the Sidekick so they can see what they're getting with these NFTs.
You can still mint these NFTs. So if you want these NFTs, you can still come in and mint until the max is reached. So I suggest getting some of these, to be honest. Like I might buy superhero one as
Yeah, I
well
need
at
to get
some
a
point.
superhero. I need to get a superhero and see in theory with this whole trading stuff, the way it works is we should have a surplus of money that we just need to put it somewhere. And when we got great projects, we'll park it right here.
There you go. We'll start a trading portfolio
Oh
of
yeah,
NFTs.
that's us too. We're definitely going to be doing something.
If we have a big loss, it can replenish.
So there you go, guys. We got what? That's 5 campaigns.
Yeah. Let's see how many signs it's got quick, and then we'll close this. Yeah, I ain't gonna change. So that's sold out.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that you can still buy it after complete.
Yeah. See, look, there's
Um,
loads here. Loads here still. The front man, there's loads.
yeah. Now,
Half of those are nearly sold out. And yeah, all 10 of these are sold
oh,
out.
all
So
10 are sold out.
the Maestro, Crown Maestros. Yeah, nice. But
Wow.
also, we also have to remember if you guys ever bring someone to Jumpstart and you're the reason why they launch a campaign on here, you can get 10% commission as well. So there's a way of getting paid if you guys spread the word. Yeah, I think it's kind of everything. We've covered a lot.
Well, my boy Dabs is like, yo, start a campaign. Do I get a commission? No, yeah, but also we have, on top of that is the AMAs. So for anybody who does get successful, we'll do a little cover. We'll help them do the promotion within our community, highlight them on the social hour, and help with that because we want to help as much as we can as well. We understand there's a lot of people that have a product that is not in crypto, and this is what we're merging. And so there's going to be some type of education that's going to be needed. And luckily, we got the right guys on the team, like with experience, with like experience in the market, not just experience, but experience in the market, experience in DeFi. And yeah, it doesn't get better than that. They're all diversified. That's one thing I love about the team. Like, it's crazy to think that like when I tell my friends outside of crypto, it's like, yeah, I just had a meeting or like I did that. I was like, well, one's in Australia, one's in the UK, like one's here with me. Like I love it. We're everywhere, all time zones.
Yeah. So yeah. Also, everyone, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yep.
There you go. That's my shield.
Yeah, let's get it out there. Get the socials up there. Um, the more we get the numbers up, the higher of a chance of us being able to give away stuff are. I feel like right now with the numbers being so low, it might not be as fair. Even though I will keep I'll start looking at the people that are showing up, keep a mental note, and we might do something for the loyal ones that've been here since day one. But yeah, so help us spread the word. We try to do this every Monday around the same time, and we might try to do 2 a week with the Friday closing of the market. But we're for sure trying to do the Monday, so keep that consistent, and then we'll yeah. So just send those referrals out, hit the like, hit the share, and we'll do some magic.
Oh yeah. Right. Well, let's end it up.
That's right.
So yeah, talk to you guys later.
Peace, everyone. Hopefully, it helps out. Let's run it.